The sun beat down on the ancient city of Jericho. Its massive walls made of stone and baked earth stood tall and proud. They had protected Jericho for generations. Inside the city, life bustled. People traded goods, children played, and priests offered prayers in the sacred temple. The temple was the heart of Jericho. It was a place of peace and hope. People came to pray, to give thanks, and to seek guidance from the gods. The priests guarded the temple closely. They knew its importance. They also knew the dangers that lurked outside the city walls. Wild animals, bandits, and enemy armies all posed threats, but the greatest danger they knew often came from within. The priests had a saying, "The walls protect us from the world, but only we can protect the temple from ourselves." Little did they know how true these words would become, for a shadow was about to fall upon Jericho, a shadow that would test the strength of its walls and the spirit of its people. Sheldon Lee, a young priest, was filled with ambition. He craved power and recognition. He longed to be the high priest, the leader of the temple. But Sheldon Lee wasn't patient. He wasn't willing to earn his position through hard work and devotion. Instead, he sought shortcuts, whispering to dark forces in the dead of night. He had heard whispers of a man named Sarapetto. Some called him a scholar, others a sorcerer. All agreed he possessed great knowledge and even greater ambition. Sheldon Lee, blinded by his desires, saw Sarapetto as his ticket to power. He believed Sarapetto could help him win favor with the gods and rise within the temple ranks. Ignoring the warnings of the elder priests, Sheldon Lee sent a message to Sarapetto, inviting him to Jericho. He opened a hidden gate in the city walls, believing he had found the key to his success. He didn't realize he had just invited a serpent into the garden. Sarapetto arrived in Jericho with a sly smile and promises of prosperity. He charmed the people with his eloquence and impressed them with his knowledge. He quickly gained influence, worming his way into the city's heart like a parasite. Sheldon Lee, initially pleased with himself, watched in growing horror as Sarapetto's true nature became clear. Sarapetto wasn't interested in serving the temple or its people. He craved power and control. He manipulated the priests, sowed discord among the citizens, and even turned his attention to the slaves who toiled tirelessly for Jericho's prosperity. He forced them to work harder, longer, with less food and rest. The once harmonious city began to crumble under the weight of Sarapetto's greed. The air, once filled with the sounds of laughter and prayer, now echoed with the cries of the oppressed and the whispers of fear. Among the people of Jericho, there was a young man named Marvelon. Unlike Sheldon Lee, Marvelon was humble and hard-working. He wasn't a priest or a scholar, but he possessed a sharp mind and a compassionate heart. Marvelon saw the suffering Sarapetto inflicted. He saw the fear in the eyes of his fellow citizens, the exhaustion etched on the faces of the slaves. He knew he had to act. Marvelon started small. He shared his meager rations with the hungry, offered words of comfort to the despairing, and secretly tended to the injuries of overworked slaves. He couldn't single-handedly overthrow Sarapetto, but he could ease the suffering of his people. Word of Marvelon's kindness spread, a spark of hope in the encroaching darkness. People started to look to him, recognizing in his quiet strength a leader they could trust. The stage was set for a confrontation, a clash between humility and ego, between compassion and greed.